Hello, 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 everyone. Yes, it's Monday, and yes, it's the 23rd, and yes, I'm alone. Anyway, give you an update. Chris originally had a doctor's appointment at 10, but also he was sick. So I don't know if he wound up canceling the appointment, but either way, late last night or later last night, I found out that he's not doing well. He feels sick. He's got the chills. So he's got a downright sickness. So please pray for my little brother. Okay. A couple things I want to do while I'm here is I definitely want to play a couple of the great videos for Shine the Light because we can do more than one thing at a time. So let's listen to a couple of them. Enjoy.
Bonjour à toute la communauté onpassivienne. Je suis Mbedetabi Dieudonné David. Je suis Camerounais de nationalité, né dans une fratrie de 10 membres, dans laquelle nous avons tous fait des études, mais malheureusement les conditions de vie ne nous ont pas permis d'avoir une vie décente. Aujourd'hui, je viens vous parler de ce qu'était ma vie avant Onpassive et probablement de ce qu'elle sera bien après. Ma vie avant Onpassive, elle ne ressemblait pratiquement à rien. Il n'y avait pas d'espoir. Après de longues études, nous n'avons pas pu trouver des emplois décents pour pouvoir subvenir à nos besoins, mais aussi aux besoins de ceux qui nous entouraient et qui avaient la même condition de vie que nous. Aujourd'hui, j'ai la conviction qu'avec Onpassive, nous allons pouvoir éradiquer, je dis bien, nous allons pouvoir éradiquer la misère autour de nous, au Cameroun et aussi partout en Afrique par la suite. Avec Onpassive, nous allons pouvoir mettre sur pied, une industrie agroalimentaire, des plantations allant à perte de vue. Nous allons nourrir l'Afrique. C'est le débat, c'est le point fondamental autant pour moi. Si nous voulons nourrir l'Afrique, alors nous devons faire de grandes plantations. Pour faire de grandes plantations, nous avons forcément besoin de beaucoup de moyens. Et je crois que Onpassive est la solution. Parce qu'un ventre affamé n'a point d'oreille. Lorsque la famine bat son point, personne n'est au maximum de ses capacités. Nous allons nourrir l'Afrique avec Onpassive. Onpassive, we are in it to win it. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're right. That was in French. What a neat young man. His name's David. I understood part of it, which is funny. You hear stuff long enough, but he sent that in, and I give him a lot of credit. I told him to listen to the channel that I will be playing it soon. So I'm not going to play another one that was a longer one. I'm going to get into what I wanted to talk about. And what I was thinking is the first thing over the weekend, yesterday, I was on Heroes with a couple of really good speakers, Gina Leva, uh, Mike Ellis, and it was me, Gina Leva, Mike Ellis. Oh, how could I forget? Ivy Mix, and all of them were phenomenal. Really, it was a really good meeting. Uh, we kind of touched on little things, but if you get a chance to watch the replay, I would definitely do that. It was a very good webinar. I had been thinking a long time, off and on, anyway, for a while, that for me personally, and I'm suggesting this to some people that do webinars, we need to remember who we're talking to. Okay, like I know I touched on this yesterday too. Like we want to let people know what it can do for them. And very large majority, or a good chunk of majority of Onpassive, are people that they wish they were poor. They're beyond poor, but they have so much wealth here. These are people that give when they have nothing, offer anything. If they do have something, they split it out between, you know, each other. Not that's amazing. Like I said, when I was when I was sent to Siberia, I actually wound up going to where their jokes usually are. But I met some of the nicest, kindest people I ever seen in my life. And what did they do? They offer you for dinner. They give you food. They just always giving you something, giving, 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 and they have nothing. And I'm thinking, wow, how beautiful is that? Well, Passive is the same way. And a lot of you, a lot of my friends and family in here are from Africa, India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, the Hmong community, the deaf community. Now I've become very, very close with the deaf community. I'm so proud of them coming forward like they did, probably more than anyone. And I love shining whatever light we can on all different people. But you find out a lot about yourself when you look at others. And I want to make sure that when we talk, yes, it's good in every webinar, especially if you're broadcasting it out to the world. You want to talk to the people that are in on passive and not go over their head. Why should we talk about extravaganza things when there's so many people that would be happy to get water and food and shelter? And I want to talk to the people in Africa that are living, barely living, just surviving to get by. That Onpassive loves you the same as some so-called big speaker in Onpassive or some big whatever. They're not big. They're not. They're not. They're no better than you are. And Onpassive is going to deliver abundance to you as it would me. That's the beauty of it. So I love that part of Onpassive. Another thing I wanted to talk about is value. You hear Ash constantly talking about value since I've been in. I didn't understand it 100%. Why? Because I was brainwashed to look at it life differently through MLM and what was supposed to happen. I didn't like it, but that's the reality that I was always around. But value, in a nutshell, is holding something in high regard. Value is also you sell something and it's worth the money you're selling it for. You have a $2 item and you sell it for $2. That's a good value. If you sell it for $1.90, that's a great value. But holding things in high regard, that's a value that Ash has for people in Onpassive, the founders. He holds us in high regard. We hold them in a high regard. And then when he talks about the products, now these are products that aren't over there. They're products that will be in our toolbox, can be part of our business. And when I mean our, I mean everybody that can watch this video, or if anybody shares this video. The idea of having Academy at your whatever names they come up with. They could change names, they could change a lot of stuff. But the point is, and having an e-learning center at your fingertips. And if you go look at some of them online now, some big name ones, it's expensive. It's expensive. I've had people tell me, well, Zoom, is pretty cheap. It's not. You go to Zoom and buy a half decent package. You have to buy more than what you think you are. It costs more than you think it does. Do it. You'll see what I mean. Now here's something really neat and Onpassive. Above market value. That means you have a $200 item and you sell it for $1.20. I mean, $125. That's above market value. You got a $200 product for $125. But Onpassive goes one step more. Extremely above market value. Not only would it be a $200 product, it would probably be $100. And if somebody comes in and they're at a webinar and they decide to purchase that webinar because it's above market value, it's extremely above market value, and they want what you have, because everybody has some kind of conferencing, right? It's extremely above market value. They get it. And on top of that, I'm going to add, this is called stacking the cool, as Mr. Maparo would say. Not only do they have that, you can make a commission from it. And another thing about that, forget numbers. No one will pay, my opinion, and what I hear, no one will pay a higher commission than Mr. Maparo in the company. No one. So where does that put us with value? I'm going to add something else. The technology. Some of the items, most of the items will have AI induced. Not AI, they're going to take over the world. None of that. I'm talking about to enhance the features, to enhance your experience in whatever product you buy. AI is there to, AI is working for us. Can it do bad things? Yeah, I guess it can, but why would, you have to tell it to do bad things. Otherwise, it does what you tell it, what you program it to do. It really, it doesn't have a mind of its own. So now you have above market value, extremely above market value. You can share it if you want, or you do a webinar and people that come on say, I want this. At the end of the webinar, say, if you want this, click on this link. You can have the exact same thing I have and share it with your family or whatever. Boom. You get a commission. Then they ask you, well, can I get a commission if I share my family? Yes. Extreme. Hey, these little things, this translation and all these unbelievable gadgets down here on the bottom, all in one place. Do I get all that? Yes. At that much money? Yes. There's no catch. There's no tiny printing. There's no upsell at the end. Well, if you can do this, you can have this. That's not this company. And on top of all that, value, as strong as it is, everything that we'll be part of is in high demand. So you're not trying to go out and sell something that you have to convince people they need it. I have a prime example of that. One, I've got thousands, but I'll give you one. I was in a company, CBD oil, half decent pay structure, not that expensive. Because when you're an MLM, you look at what it's going to cost you, right? Because you know it might be a decade before you make any money. But anyway, so I looked at that. It's good, and then I went, I could do this. I was with Mike and Dan. I think they were with me then, maybe not. And I start sharing it. Some people took it, some didn't. And I go, I think Dawn was at CBS or something. Marty, they got CBD oil. How much? She gave me the price. It was like 60% less than what I'm trying to get people to buy off me. And they can walk right up the corner. They go in there anyway. Ugh. So I go back and ask the question of the gurus. You know, this is a lot more expensive. Of course, they get real happy when you ask that in front of a bunch of people. This is like 60% more expensive than CVS or Walgreens or whatever. Yeah. But ours is a higher quality. Yeah. How do we know? It's in writing. We have it in writing. We have it where these scientists got together and backed it. I fell for that for a minute. I left. Oh, good. But you know what happened? Now I have a product I have to sell twice, three times. I got to get them to look at it. That's a fight. I got to get them to want CBD. Then I got to get them to pay more. So what's the other sell? First, I have to sell the idea that you want CBD. Yeah. The guy says, yeah. You're gonna. Here's the price. He goes, I saw it in CVS for whatever. Yeah, but comes from. This is made better. It's more potent. Okay. How do you know? We have this paperwork, and I would show it to him. I said, yeah, but how do you feel? I mean, do you feel different? Does it work? How do you know it works better? Yeah. Right away, my tail went between my legs. I'm going, I don't answer that. I don't know. That's what I mean. That was a killer. So easy to say. The company folded. I didn't have to leave. They went out of business. But the point is, we're in a business where Ask knows what the demand is. How? It's out there. E-learning, close to, I believe, $1 trillion business. Trillion. Uh, Conferencing platform, billions. Um, Web maker, drag and drop. They have them out there. I've had them all. They're not as easy as they sound. Um, but I could go on and on and on and on, and you'll be able to. I did it. Compare to anybody without even getting into the point that it's better. You can make a commission, and it's extremely above market value. And on top of all that, here's a big one. You don't have to be a marketer. You don't have to spend 10 years learning how to do something that's a moving target. Yes, I've heard people in the 90s, I did this, I made $1 trillion. Okay. Well, newsflash. That marketing even 10 years ago is not the same as it is today. It's not the same 5 years ago. They can change it anytime they feel like it. I've done ads, Facebook ads, lead ads, they're called. You can look it up. Put it in at 12 o'clock midnight, fail. Why? It goes against our policy. What does? The picture? The name? Was it too hypey? I don't even know. They're not going to call me and tell me exactly why. So I start playing the process of elimination, and finally they go, "You got it. Great." But I look at the ad when they said I got it, nobody would click on it. It's dead. It's not exciting. Nothing's in it that would make anybody click on it. That's what you got to deal with. And on passive, you're going to be able to purchase AI targeted traffic. Targeted traffic is the people that are looking for what you have to offer are going to come to you. That's value. That's extreme above market value. Everything about Onpassive is extreme above market value. And it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what religion. It doesn't care if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't even care if you're a marketing guru. It doesn't care if you're not. It doesn't care if you're a poor lady in Africa trying to raise 3 kids by herself with no hope, no help, only the village that's under the same circumstance she is. It'll help every one of them the same as anybody here. And because the company was led with heart, our CEO, Ashley Farah, has never once built anything in this business to see how rich it's going to make him. Never says it. Don't even talk about it. And when one day, if you're watching this and you don't know the story of Mr. Mufara, you will. Everyone will. But I just want to say, if you're watching this and you would love to be involved with people that care about people truly, not fake it till you make it, not some lip service about, I love you, you love me, work with me in 90 days, you'll be free. You know, those freaking nursery rhymes that MLM used to have. Knick knack, patty whack, $1,000 a month. What? It's a joke. And because I did that walk, because I took all that time, I'm telling you, don't fall for it. Got a web page. Hey, if you pay $49.99 one time and you get in early, you've got 20 minutes. You could make $500 a month, $500 a week for the rest of your life. Yes, you're right. People jump on that like crazy. The chance of winning with that situation or that web page or that so-called, it's not a company, that fad is the same as getting attacked by a shark in Arizona. I guess it could happen, but seems pretty doubtful. Okay, so this is real products, a real company, real heart, and people care for each other. If you don't believe me, come to one of the webinars, come to somewhere where you can hear other people talk besides me. Find somebody you can relate to if it's not me. I'd love the more and more people that come in and see this like I do as a 64-year-old man. I was privileged and grateful from the bottom of my heart that I got to be on this journey for 5.5 years, going on 6. I wouldn't have wanted to do anything different. If I was given $1 million a year for the last 6 years not to come into this company, knowing what I know now, I would not take it. And I wouldn't take 10 million to get out now. And people know me know I'm not joking. Anyway, love you all. Thank you for being here. pray for the big boy, my little brother, Spanky, that he's okay. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much. I believe Red's doing Monday at 11. Not sure, but I believe so. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and I'm grateful that you showed up for your support. Don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell. That means a big deal so you hear all the news.